For this handout, we're going to be practicing a little bit more with blind contour. Before you get started, go ahead and cut the pictures on the left so that they're separated from the drawing space on the right. That way you're able to hold this off to the side and not look down or be tempted to look down at your paper and how your drawing looks, because the important part is looking at the object and not down at the paper. So I'm zoomed in and I have my drawing off to the side so that you can see my drawing a little bit better. And I'm gonna start by doing a blind contour drawing of that first picture there. So I'm gonna start out at the bottom where I have the line here being extended, and then I'm just gonna look at all of the variation and details on the outside and then move in towards the details on the inside. So again, I'm not looking at my drawing, I'm just looking down at the picture so that I am focused on observing all the details that I can and really getting a good handle on what this drawing is going to look like when I get to more of the modified contour drawing. So I'm getting some of these lines extended in towards the middle, coming back up. There's some highlights and different textures on the outside that I'm outlining, and then coming down and around where there's more lines on the left, and then there's some highlights in the middle that I'm outlining as well. So there's the blind contour for the first one. I'm gonna move on and we're gonna look at this leaf next. So for the leaf, same thing, I'm keeping this off to the side and I'm gonna just look down to make sure I'm starting in a good spot on my paper, and then I'm not gonna look down at my drawing until I'm completely finished. So with the leaf, I'm looking at the outside the best that I can, getting this outlined, and then bringing this up and around. And I'm just worried right now about the outside, so I'm not drawing quick lines, but I'm really making sure that I'm looking at all of the details and variation in that line. Bringing this up, I'm looking at which areas are skinny, which areas are going to be thicker than others. And then I'm going to look at the lines in the middle, so the lines that extend up, outlining some shadow areas, trying to keep my pen on the paper as long as I can before picking it up. Drawing lines, outlining highlights, which are pretty much areas that are light, and outlining areas that are dark. So if you're able to see obvious areas that are light and obvious areas that are dark, definitely outline those highlights and shadows. The more detail that you can add, the better your end result will be when we're actually working with the modified contour. So for now, it's just about observing all of those details. And on this last drawing, I already have it kind of started here, but I'm continuing on just drawing out these leaves, looking at as much detail as I can. If it's easier for you to draw the details on the inside of the leaves or of whatever you're drawing as you're working, then draw the details as you go versus just doing the outline first and then drawing the details. So whatever is easier for you, and it could change depending on what you're drawing as well. So really take your time with each of these, draw as much detail as you can, look at highlights, look at shadows, and get as much outlined with your drawing. So these are the three here. So you have each of those done with blind contour. When you're finished with all three, you're gonna move on to this next handout and use contour or modified contour to draw your favorite from the three examples here. So pick which one of these that you like the best. I'm gonna do a quick demo of one of them that you can go ahead and watch on the next video before getting started.